Welcome back to Lesscashmoremash. My name's Tom.
And I am Mike.
And today, another episode of Reget or Regret. So this one is one of the episodes we do where we recently emptied a few bottles that we go through. We talk about whether we liked it, we didn't like it, what we actually thought of the whole thing, whether we would buy them again, or ultimately, there's really been few that I regret buying. You know what I mean? And we haven't had any.
There has been a few.
Some of them I regret buying. We just haven't killed them yet because they're still waiting to be blinded out.
And typically, it's like a newer distiller just starting.
No, not so much them. It's not that I regret it. It's that I would never buy them again. You know,
because
they're
higher price, they're fair.
Let's start with that one. So there you go. We're going to go right with that one on there. We just recently did something. This is a weeded bourbon for 5 years. It's the Whiskey Project. We got it for $55.99. And it comes in at, like you can see the label. It has nothing on this one. I don't even know the proof of this guy. Here it is. 97 proof. This one was okay. But at $55.99, you're not looking for okay.
At 97 proof.
Yes.
100%. It's you would, if you went down there, you would probably sample it or try it and have it. And I don't know.
This was Massachusetts only, and it was a small little distillery.
It is.
And I get all
great
that.
Little place.
But it was just, You know what I mean? So at that price tag, you don't want You want substance.
It'd be like, I bought this on vacation and woohoo.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
And the woohoo is not because of what's in here.
No, it's not. It was, because you could get a lot of bottles for under $20 that would crush that.
100% correct.
And that's the whole point with that one. So this one here, we're going to stay with the theme on that one. This one is the Remis Repeal number 7. This comes in at 100 proof. We got it for $104.99. And I think that should sum it right up. You know, I love a lot of stuff. We've loved so much MGP stuff. We love a lot of the Remis stuff that comes out. These are special, and I do love the full disclosure that they do on it. But we drank them in a blind, and they were all just meh. None of them were good for 100 proof whiskey.
No, that's the problem. It's 100 proof, and it doesn't
$100
carry, well, at $100, and it doesn't carry any extra flavor really.
No,
it really carries. I really like Remis, their regular. I think their regular stuff actually has more flavor and not as fancy of a bottle. And I just think
I was drinking the high rye that we got the other day. The cash strength, and it was like
half
20
price or $30.
We got it for like $30 on sale somewhere, and it was delicious.
So I wouldn't track these down.
No, and we do just because of you guys. But other than that, I haven't found one. They said Remis 5 was out of this world, but
everyone told me good luck.
Yeah, we're not gonna. We missed that boat because we weren't in there at the time. So here's another one that was just meh. You know, this is Tomstown Double Oak. This comes in at 90 proof. We got it for $39.49. And Steve ended up finding this, and I bought it because it says Tom on the bottle. But you're gonna put double oak, and there was no oaky flavor.
There was really nothing.
No, we in fact put it up against like Jim Beam smashed it, and that's half the price.
I'll give them the bottle design. It kind of looks like a coffin. They spent some good money on their design, honestly.
And it wasn't bad, but when you start hitting $40, there's so many things that beat it out there. That's the problem. I don't regret any of these. No. I would never buy any of them 3 again.
If I was traveling and I seen this bottle and I never had it before, I'd probably pick it up and say, let's try this one. That's pretty neat. I like the bottle.
Yes.
You know, so it'd be a sales effect but I would not track this one down either.
I wouldn't buy it again, though. That's the whole thing.
No, I agree.
Speaking of one I wouldn't buy again, this is Redwood Empire Grizzly Beast Bottle and Bond. So it's 100 proof. We got it for $76.99. And this was okay. But for $76, we've had banging bottles that are just not okay.
The last 2 that we just did was, and I don't even know if this was even competitive to even a Remis.
I don't think it would beat Early Times Bottle and Bond. You can get a liter for $25. It was just okay. It's just that
they get whoever draws this shit up, I'll give them an A. But again, what's inside is not. It's. I wouldn't track it down. I don't think I'd get another one myself.
No,
I know I wouldn't.
This one is a 90 proofer, and we get this is called Bluestone Manor straight bourbon whiskey. We got it for $41.99. I believe it was like tied with like one of the Real Housewives or something like that, and that's what it's called for. It comes with a pretty little key. This one, though, I will say for it, it's if you are a low proof drinker, it had a lot of flavor for a 90 proof whiskey. Would I buy it again? No. Me personally, no. But for something that's 90 proof that came off with a lot of flavor and had a little story behind it, and it's a unique looking bottle,
It's definitely it's
different.
back to. Oh, we
and
don't
it's
have it
not
anymore.
outrageous at 41.
What's that one with the horse and shit that we used to have behind us right here? It's that similar bottle.
Yeah, the Rock Hill Farms.
Rock Hill Farm
Yep, yep, yep.
bottle with the key. But if nothing else, it's definitely a topper to keep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wouldn't get it again.
No,
but if you do get it, if you are a low proof person that wanted a decent amount of flavor out of your drink, it wasn't a bad whiskey.
And if you've never had it, it will stand out,
It-
and it would be entertaining for a vacation type deal. And
you
it,
put
it-
that on
it
your
would
mantle,
work.
someone's going to be like, what is that?
Or,
It does
and
draw
or-
your attention.
Exactly.
100%.
Same above.
Yeah, no, I agree with that totally. So this one right here, I've only seen it in one store, and I bought it, and I actually really enjoyed it. I had to keep myself off it. This is the Johnny Walker High Rye blended Scotch whiskey. It comes in at 90 proof. We got it for $32.99, and I'll tell you what, this was a good tasting blended Scotch to me. This is one of them cheap money, but drank well. And I love the Johnny Walker bottle because there's no way that's a 750 milliliter, but it actually is. It's skinny and it fits on the shelf.
Well, I can't say stupid, but they
have their thing.
the crisscross label.
Yep.
Most of this stuff for their money is pretty good.
Yes, but it gets pricey. This one actually was different because that high rye really did bring a little spice that a lot of the Scotch doesn't normally bring. You know, usually it's smooth as silk and it just goes right down. It did bring a little bit more to the table. I actually enjoyed it a lot, obviously, because it's no longer here. So speaking of one that I enjoyed a lot, this is the Holiday Soft Red Wheat Bottle and Bond Missouri Straight Whiskey. We got it for $66.99. And I do like their cask strengths just a touch better. But it is pricey, but I didn't think we'd ever get it up here. And Steve brought this back for us when he was down in that area. These are very good. The soft red wheat, this one not as much as the cask strength, started bringing me a little bit more of that grainy flavor. But
it did well in blinds.
It did well in blinds. I don't know if I would.
But it does stand out a little bit
does.
too in a blind.
It does. It really brings that weedy aspect.
More than a lot of the other weeders. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not crazy. No, it was.
It's for a bottle and bond. It's up there in the. Am I paying too much for this area?
Well,
you know what I mean.
So yes and no. I mean, Weller would be there. So. But are they there? I would probably lean towards a Weller, but you could probably find this easier.
Yeah.
So there's a devil's advocate on that one.
When you get with Buffalo Trace, that's crazy anyway. Some of the places. So this one right here did actually very well. This is a bottle and bond. It's a rye. It's Old Pepper Distillery bottle and bond. It's 100 proof. We got it for $54.99. This brought a huge apricot flavor in the front. Had a nice cooling sensation with a nice oaky finish. It is slightly on the high side for a bottle and bond, but man, I'll tell you what, this was a banging bottle of drink.
I thought this one had a little mint to me, if I remember correctly. But
it did to you. That was my cooling sensation.
Yeah, well,
but
to me, it had a little more mint, but it was not outrageously bad. So it was decent. It's not a bad price, honestly, for 100 proof, $50.
It didn't win any of our blinds,
No,
but to me,
but
it did give you that nice ride. To me,
it does give you that unique look. Again, I'm like the traveling guy, and if you've not had it, it's worth a try. Would I buy 5 of these? I would probably I bought the one, or you bought the one, and that's about it.
The fun part about that one is I think you actually bought that one, but the fun about you bought the bourbon. The fun part about that one is that they did the bottle and bond sticker from
they
from
did,
that
and that's where it came.
It has a nice history to
a huge story. It's a great story to read or even watch a video on.
Yeah.
They do have it.
So this one right here is the Chattanooga whiskey finished in port cask. This comes in at 95 proof. We got it for $59.99. And normally I would say that's not worth it. I'll tell you what, we have not had a Chattanooga that I didn't absolutely love. It's a full-bodied flavor. They have funky mash bills that bring a whole different perspective to the whiskey.
It is unique.
So even at the 95 proof, you're not whoop, it's going right down like water.
No, it does have the
such
flavor.
a robust amount of flavor that I would consider buying it. This one might even be the distillery only. I don't remember. One of them we got from Steve's buddy that mail sent it up to us.
Sure
but
that's it.
this is. I haven't had one I wouldn't buy again if like someone wanted to see it.
It falls into the Texas whiskey kind of blend of different flavors. They kind of have a different flavor to it.
But it's not Texas whiskey where it's that burnt end. It does have a little twang to it that gives you that.
It puts you in a different land per se when you taste it. I don't know. It's not crazy. It's not crazy.
It's up there. It's up there for the proof. It is. But if you want, again, for the people that like the lower proof whiskeys, that want a full amount of flavor, that is one of them.
I agree.
That is one of them. And again, we do usually end up going to the higher proof, but that's one of the 95 proofs I could drink and be like, wow, that's good. Because it's just
did a couple there. Actually, but go ahead.
I saved this one for Mike because this was his favorite barrel. This, again, very few I can actually say was drank more by him than by me on this one. So this
might be.
No, this is the Broken Barrel Reserve Oak Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey finished in peach brandy staves. It comes in at 115 proof. We got it for $53.99. And we may have another one in the sack because when he does see these, he tends to buy them. And he does gravitate to this. This is one of your favorite pours.
I again, it's 115 for $60. I don't know. It's just it's a fairly easy drinker, and it has plenty of flavors. So for the money, I think this is not a bad buy.
The funny thing is, when we first broke it open, we thought it might have been a Buffalo Trace. It really brings that fruity aspect to it. We put it up against the full proof. The full proof did beat it in the end, but as a solo drink by itself, that is a solid bottle that you can find all the time for not a lot of money.
Yeah, correct.
If you're
I
going
don't
to
know
look
about
at
all the time. I don't see it. I only see it in certain stores, but
no. But when you do see it, you're not paying like full proof price.
No. Yeah, you're not paying $200 or anything. It's if you see it, it's worth picking up because it's a sneaky little peak.
It doesn't have.
It's kind of like some of the others that we have. The what the fuck is it called? Oakenine, not Oakenine. Never mind.
What, a Copper and Cask?
Yeah, Copper and Cask.
No,
it kind of falls into that category of it's a store pick, and they made it special. They're usually pretty good.
No, and that was good. We thought it was, but when we put it up against Buffalo Trace, it wasn't the same profile, but it is still damn good for short money for that price. You know what I mean? So, well, there you go. That's our Get a Regret. You can leave a comment down below whether you agree or disagree, because I always like to hear from you guys anyways. And we just like to run through the bottles that we have recently killed to just give you the general idea of what we actually think of it. So that being said, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Spend less, drink more. Cheers.
That one is probably the best. Traveling. If you can find that one, that's the best.
That's why I save it. And when I saw it down there, I saved it to the end because I knew that.